What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Man Like Tats and I am back again with another video. Guys, as you can tell by the title, this has been a long awaited video. This has been a video that has been dragged out for so long. I don't know why I didn't make this video sooner. I think I was just focusing on vlogs and stuff, as you've been seeing, but I thought it's time to get this video out because people want to know. People are curious. People want to see what Zim was like. People want to see my point of view. People want to get to know my point of view of how Zim was for me, because my experience to Zim was special. My experience to Zim was probably different from what your experience to Zim may be, right? Because I went there famous, you know what I'm saying? Before we get started, I just want to say thank you for all the love and support. I think we're on like 7.4 thousand subscribers on YouTube. I love you guys so much. Thank you for showing love on the vlogs that I had posted. You know, if you guys like the channel, if you guys are new here, my name is Tatenda Nyaruwa, also known as Man Like Tats on all platforms: TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment. Make sure you share every single video with your friends and family and turn your post notifications on. Let's get into the video. So Zimbabwe, right? Zimbabwe, how was Zimbabwe? I think we have to start off from when I landed, right? Okay, let me give you guys a backstory if you guys don't know already, right? I started making Zimbabwe content, or focusing on my culture, Zimbabwe, my country content, maybe a year and a half ago, after my mother had told me that, you know, Zimbabwe had an amazing and a wide range of people on social media, right? She told me that Zimbabwean people support, Zimbabwe people are really big on social media. Zimbabwe people will support you and they will like your videos, right? So that's where it started. Mom told me, and I decided to take upon myself to make videos on Zimbabwe, make videos me speaking Shona, which you've probably seen by now on all my social medias. That's kind of my thing at the moment, which I'm pushing. I'm still kind of keeping my English audience there, but I'm pushing the Zimbabwean content. So if you haven't seen that, check out my Instagram, check out my Snapchat, my TikTok, my Facebook. It's all there. You guys can check it out there and see where I'm coming from. So I've been doing that for a year and a half now, and that's kind of what I've been doing. So I had no idea that, for me to say I have no idea is a lie. I knew that my audience had grown a lot from Zimbabwe. I think I had grown before I went to Zim, maybe 200,000 followers on TikTok alone, right? 200,000 or 100,000 at the time on Facebook before I went to Zim. So I knew that I had an audience, but I didn't know that the audience that I had was so strong, that it was so loyal. Because guys, now I'm talking about when we're going to Zim, right? So we go from Adelaide to Perth. Perth, I'm already getting asked for pictures, right? Perth airport, I'm already getting asked for pictures. People are already asking me for pictures, right? People that are going to Zim or people that are going to South Africa, they are asking me for pictures already. It's already started. Now I'll continue to put pop-ups and videos and stuff. My apologies, I should have said this at the start of the video. I didn't vlog as much. Right, I have clips here and there, but I didn't vlog, as that excitement of just being in Zim and being there for the first time in 10 years had just swallowed me whole, and the thought of even vlogging didn't even come close into my mind. I just wanted to be there in the moment and have fun. But the next time I go to Zim this year, I promise I will vlog. Perth pictures, right? And I'm thinking, okay, you know, these people know my videos. These people are calling me Katats, because that's what people were calling me from the start of when I started my journey, calling me Katats Kewanu, which means Tats of the people, Katats Kenyika, Tats of the country, Katats Kedu, our Tats. So it was this thing where people were saying Katats Kenyika, Katats Kewanu, Katats Kedu. That's what people were saying for about a year and a half before I even went to Zim. So get to Perth, people were like Katats, Katats, you know, like, and I'm used to Australia, right? I'm used to Australia getting asked for pictures. It's nothing new to me. You know, Australia is a little bit more reserved when it comes to asking people and showing that kind of love, but I'm used to it. I've been doing this for 5 years. I'm used to being asked for pictures. I'm used to walking into a shopping center, walking to a place and being looked at because they know me from social media. I'm used to that. Quick disclaimer, guys, this video isn't to show arrogance. This video isn't to piss anyone off. If it does, right? This video is basically just to show you my experience and to give you my experience that I had from Zim, because like I said, it will probably be different from your experience. Anyways, right, so we land in South Africa, and you know, Oh man, like, oh, I think for me it was really just that I never allowed myself to see who maybe I was from an outside point of view. Social media is massive. People can see a video of you and recognize you in person. You can grow a fan base and people will follow you and follow you and follow you. And I don't think I've ever taken time to really understand that and process that, if that makes sense. Like I said, I'm used to people asking me for photos, right? Whether they're black, whether they're white. I'm used to it. You know, it's nothing new to me. But the experience that I had touching down in South Africa and walking out of that plane, and the people who, you know, they wait at the door who are South African are recognizing me and they're saying, "You're that guy from TikTok?" They're saying, "I know you from TikTok," and they're South African. You know what I mean? I've made a lot of videos for South Africa thinking about that, you know, and people that were flying from Perth to South Africa, like people on the plane, because, you know, obviously those planes are massive, so you don't see everyone who's on the plane with you. But we're going through the immigration and there's families, you know, there's moms, there's dads, there's kids that are like starstruck to see me. You know, like they're starstruck to see me. I don't think you guys understand the look on people's faces when they're starstruck to see you and they're not from where you're from, right? Deep that. They're starstruck and they're not from where you are from. You know what I mean? I'll be walking, people are saying, Katats, you're finally going to Zimbabwe. You know, because I update my life. You guys see, I update my life. I post my stories everywhere. I'm always posting. I'm always updating. I've been posting videos almost every day for like 5 years now. So my life is out there in the world. You know what I mean? Anything I do, I post it. If I'm saying I'm coming to Zimbabwe, I post it. You know, everything, I post it, right? So South Africa, going through immigration, you know, obviously people, it's cool, it's calm, people asking for pictures, is what it is. Someone asked me the other day, they said, "Tats, does it ever get overwhelming? Do you ever get uncomfortable, you know, getting asked for pictures?" And, you know, I think I can explain it more when I talk about when I was in Zimbabwe, but, you know, I guess it's cool. I am okay with it. Like, I that's why I do it, right? I love to get asked for pictures. I love people, you know, saying, "Oh, I love your videos." That's amazing to me. I think it's only uncomfortable when people are giving you weird energy, or they're being too aggressive, or they're like, you know, you're not really on that, but they're just, you know, kind of take the piss. Sometimes people do. And I think that's when it becomes kind of uncomfortable, because you've got an image to portray and you're trying to, you know, be nice, but at the same time you're uncomfortable, if that makes sense. So I think that's the only time where I become kind of like, Anyways, so we're in South Africa, we're waiting for our next plane, right? We're waiting for our next plane, and because it's another flight, there's new people, right? People who are probably already in South Africa, now they're going to Zimbabwe, right? So now we're waiting on the terminal, waiting for the flight to Zimbabwe, and people are recognizing me like it's no one's business. People are like, Tats, oh my God, Tats. You know, people like screaming, like they can't believe what. And, you know, explaining this doesn't do it justice. I just want you to think of any real famous person that you guys, you know, you've never met before, that you idolize, that if you saw them, how you would act and how you would see other people react to seeing them as well. You know, the fangirls and screaming, and the guys asking for pictures and people shouting out, you know, like, let's say, Drake. And for people who know me, it will be very hard for you to really think about it like that. Really think of me in that sense. It would be hard for you to think of me in that sense, you know, because you know me, right? People who know me, right? It's nothing too crazy, but people who don't know me, I'm a celebrity in their eyes, right? To keep it simple, I'm a celebrity. I am famous. I am someone that they see on social media who maybe they never thought they would meet me in their life, you know? So South Africa, waiting, the people asking pictures. You know, you can see people staring at you. You can see people, you know, people are not shy. African people are not shy. People will say, Tats, you know. So that's what it was in South Africa. Cool, calm. Zimbabwe. Oh, and you know, I almost cry because oh man, like, it was unbelievable, the amount of support straight from the the flight, man. Like, even my family being recognized. Like, it's genuinely, like, there was times where I just wanted to cry. There was times where I just wanted to cry because I could not believe what I was experiencing. These are the types of experience that I've only seen celebrities experience, and I am experiencing it. You know, I was experiencing what it's like to be a celebrity. You know, I experienced it. I can say that I've experienced fame. You know, I've experienced what it's like to be known by almost every single person in your home country. In the country that I was born in. To be known and to be loved by people in my home country. We touched down. Zimbabwe, right? We touched down. Straight from the jump. It's crazy because the people at the front who, you know, greet you when you first come, when you literally leave the plane, they didn't recognize me, which was crazy, right? They didn't recognize me. I walk. But they recognized my mum. They recognized my mum. And when I'm like kind of in Zimbabwe, there's like a strip where, you know, you get out the plane and you walk towards immigration, and, you know, you can be seen by family waiting upstairs. I'm waiting there for my family because I went out first, and my mom's like, "Oh, did you see the people at the front? They recognized me. They said, 'Oh, you're Tats's mum.'" And I was like, "Oh no, they didn't recognize me. I mean, I had my headphones and I had my hoodie on. Maybe they didn't recognize me, right? They didn't notice." Mom's like, no, they recognized me. They said, "Oh, you're Tats's mum. I've seen you somewhere." You know, that's where it started. We get to immigration, right? Keep in mind, now there's people from other flights. The people coming from Burundi, Kenya, wherever it is. We're all lining up to get visas into Zimbabwe. And the lines are long. As you can imagine, people are recognizing me. People was like, "Yeah, Tats. Like, Tats, you finally came to Zimbabwe. Tats, you're finally here. Oh my God, Tats, I'm seeing you in 3D. You know, people are gassed. People are loving it. People are excited. You know, it's surreal. Just surreal. Get out of immigration. Get my bags. The people who do the bagging stuff, they're asking for pictures. They're like, "Tats, can we get a picture? Tats, can we get a picture?" You know, people at the airport seeing me, they're, "Oh my God, Tats, can we get a picture?" People are like, it's ridiculous. Like, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I just wanted to go into the bathroom and say, this life that I'm living right now is absolutely ridiculous. What is going on right now? What is my life right now? You know, what am I right now? What am I to these people? Who am I to these people? Anyways, we get at the airport. You guys got the gist. We get at the airport, and now we're in like where we're getting picked up. See family. You know, it was nice to see my family, not all my cousins, some of my cousins, my aunties, my uncles from both my dad and my mom's side, who came to greet us at the airport. Like it was amazing because it'd been 10 years since I had seen them. I think my parents have gone back by themselves, but it had been 10 years since they had seen me and that I'd seen them. And obviously I recognize all the faces, but maybe the names or how to pronounce them or greet them properly in a formal way, I didn't know how to. But faces I remember everyone. So it was nice seeing my, you know, aunties, uncles, you know, especially my sekuru, one of my sekuru, my mom's youngest brother, also my dad's youngest brother who wasn't there, but my mom's youngest brother who would always show me around and take me everywhere he went. You know, we were kind of, I'm 21, he's 27. So like now we're at an age where, you know, we can kind of relate to stuff, and I'll get into that later. But yeah, no, it was amazing seeing family. You know, I didn't feel out of place. I felt like I was home. You know, and I think that's the most important thing, you know, from when you go back home, is to feel like you are back home. I genuinely felt like I was back home, and I couldn't wait for what Zimbabwe had in store for me. Couldn't wait. You know, I had in my mind thinking to myself, if that happened in the airport, what's gonna happen now that I'm outside of the airport and now I'm in Zimbabwe for real? What is gonna happen now? We're driving to our Airbnb. You know, I have the window down. I'm kind of vlogging a little bit, which you'll see. I'm vlogging, and people are recognizing me. People are like, "Tats." You know, I have the, oh my God, like, I genuinely think I'm gonna cry. Dude, like, I have my window down and people are just constantly, like, they'll see me, like, you know when someone looks, and they can recognize who you are, and they're screaming outside the like where they're in the selling, whether they're selling things on the side of the road. They're like, tats, they're screaming tats. They're running up to the car. Oh man, like they're running up to the car. They're stopping their car to get out the car and take a picture with me. People are screaming, tats, tats, tats Ashika, tats is now here. Oh my god, it was crazy. If I tell you about every day, this video will be an hour long, right? If I tell you about every day. But talk about some of my experiences, some of the things I experienced. Look, I went clubbing with my uncle. I was going clubbing with my uncle. We went clubbing like almost every weekend. We went clubbing, and went to places like Pablo's. If you're from Zim, if you been to Zim recently, Pablo's, Jam Tree, Queen of Hearts, Karma. Went to Victory. Went to Mashwede. We went to where else? Went to Odyssey in Kadoma. Went to some bars in Harare on avenues. Where else did we go? Oh, we went to Home Ground. Yeah, we went to play somewhere in the city, this big one where it's like, we didn't go to Longchen though. That's one place we didn't go. We didn't go to Longchen, but we did go to a lot of clubs, and same again, obviously people recognizing me. In fact, honestly, I can't even describe how it was. People just know I was a celebrity. Just know I was genuinely famous, and that every single person, from the Uber drivers, from the waitresses, the restaurants, from the club people, from me walking in Harare, the main town, where I was literally had crowds of people crowd around me every single time I went to Harare. People screaming out from their car, tats, tats. People would just walk past and be like, tats, what's up? Not even want anything. Tats, what's up? Keep going on by their day. That for me was like people just want to say what's up. People would be walking, tats, what's up? How are you? Good. Keep walking. Tats, can I have a picture? Sure. Tats, people screaming from outside their shop, tats, what's up? My first time going into Harare City, ridiculous. Like I said, I don't want to get into it, because just understand that it's what you could imagine it would be. Just famous. And I don't want to sound like I'm arrogant. I don't want to sound like I'm tooting my own horn or my head's massive. But genuinely, it is what it is. And I can't sugarcoat it. There's people in Melbourne that came from Melbourne some of my friends from Melbourne that came to Zimbabwe, and we went clubbing, and they saw what it was. They saw what it is. You know what I mean? You can ask them, like, one of them was saying, like, I can't even walk around you. You're too famous. So the clubs are amazing. Clubs are so much better over there than they are here, if I'm being totally honest. Like, it doesn't compare. Like, the types of clubs, the venues are just ridiculous. Like Jam Tree, I think I have some videos. Jam Tree, Pablo's, Karma, like Queen of Decks. It's just ridiculous, and the vibe there. Maybe because it was December, it was December time. People were on vibes. I'm going back this year, by the way. It's December, South Africa, Zimbabwe. I'm coming back. It was just ridiculous. Like, you meet Zimbabweans from London. You meet Zimbabweans from the UK, I mean, from America, from Asia, from Australia, from everywhere. You meet them everywhere, right? So it was a good vibe. It was a nice vibe. The clubs, everyone was cool. Everyone was really nice. Got a few free bottles and things like that. Like, it was just vibes, when my friends came from Melbourne, it was just vibes. My uncle showed me around everywhere. I got to experience everything, like Mashika Shika, the in drives. I got to experience the combis, the buses. I went on the buses. I experienced everything. Like, I would walk. There was no place where, I would want security. There was only one place where I had security. I didn't want security. I just wanted to live Zimbabwe. I walked in the city by myself with my uncle, ate street food. I showered. Like, when we went to Kumusha is like my rural area. My dad's side is Chivu, which you guys have seen videos. I'll show you some videos on the screen. And my mom's Kadoma, which I also have videos of that. So when I went to Kadoma, we were showering with buckets, hand washing our clothes, cooking on the pot, as you guys probably saw, walking barefoot, climbing trees. I got to see people that I grew up with. Not grew up with, but when I was last there, like I was 10 years ago, we were all so young, we were 11, 12, 10. So like seeing them, like some of the girls who, you know, that, I hadn't seen in ages, to catch up, like Gamu, like Kimberly. Yeah, so I really experienced Zimbabwe, as you guys probably saw in the videos. I made sure I experienced Zimbabwe to the most that I could. Chased cows around, I was in the maze and in the garden. Sakura Chibage, like getting the corn off the ground. I witnessed goats being slaughtered, chickens being slaughtered. I experienced everything. I cooked sadza. Like, I experienced most things. And for me, I didn't feel out of place. Like I said, I've been making videos for ages. I've been making videos for ages in Zimbabwe content for about a year and a half. So me speaking Shona, getting confidence speaking Shona, one thing a lot of people would say to me, they're like, oh, can you now speak, they would ask me, can you now speak Shona now? Because they had seen that I had been speaking Shona, that I've been learning, that I've been butchering the language, but trying to learn and trying to showcase Zimbabwe from Australia in a humorous way. Experience that I experienced here in Australia, but even though I grew up in Australia, I could still share my experiences to the world. And it was funny, I really just expected it to be all women that would support me and that would come up to me, but all the guys too would be like, Tats, let's get a picture. Like, everyone was cool, no matter what age. There was people that I didn't even expect. There was some guy, there was so many guys that would, you would think that in doing construction, they're all like, in the thing uniform, walk past and they wouldn't recognize who I was. But no, all of them, saying, Tats, what's up? Can I get a picture? Ridiculous, every single business that I'd go into wanted to work with me. If you guys saw, I worked with Econet, the biggest internet provider in Zimbabwe. Called me, wanted me from Australia. They had been speaking to me from Australia. They wanted me out of everyone, to come work with them and produce one of the best adverts that people are saying that they've seen in a while. You know what I mean? And it was shown on ZBC, the national television of Zimbabwe. It was shown on YouTube, Facebook. I think on Facebook it accumulated over 7.5 million views. Not to mention TikTok, not to mention it being on TV itself. So many people sent me videos of the advert on TV. I think that advert made my popularity even better in Zimbabwe, because people would now be like, oh, you're the guy from Econet. Things like that. But, in a family sense, it was amazing to now see my cousins all grown up, because I'm the oldest cousin out of my grandparents' grandkids. I'm the oldest. Seeing them, my cousins, and all grown up, and one of them is 19, turning 20, one of them is 17, turning 18, and like, all my other little cousins, it was amazing to, be around them, especially when we were at the rural areas, sleeping without electricity, and just being around each other's company and experiencing that real Zimbabwean family-like environment with all my aunties and uncles. All the uncles will go, the dads will go do whatever they're doing. The mums would be at home, taking care of us, cooking, whatever it was. But just that real Zimbabwean experience where I hadn't experienced that in 10 years, and, going to Zimbabwe when I'm much older, like an adult, such a different experience, such a different experience. I had the freedom to go anywhere I wanted with my uncle, of course, as he knows Zimbabwe. But, really being within that environment, experiencing Zimbabwe was absolutely amazing. And I would tell every single person, when they can, go to Zimbabwe, right? Go to Zimbabwe. When you're older, it's a lot better, right? Because you can do more things, you have more freedom, your parents aren't so much on your back. Go back home. It will change. For people that go out here, that go to the clubs, you'll be mind blown by what you experience in Zimbabwe. I'm telling you right now, you will be mind blown. You won't ever want to go out in Australia again. Genuinely. My experience being back home in Zimbabwe, I will never forget. It will be an experience that I will hold dearly into my heart. The amount of things that I got to experience that I didn't get to experience while being younger. I experienced so much. I regained 10 years of lost experience, of culture, of experience, of exposure to what really is Zimbabwe. you know. Some of the, I went to the poor areas, the ghetto areas. I went to the rich areas. The rich areas are like, the houses there, you can't even compare to here in Australia. Like, those people have mansions. Those people have mansions and they build homes that are massive. I'm going to invest back into Zimbabwe. I'm going to go back home and invest back into my country, because I know that it's a country that's developing, and it's a country that needs its youth who are in diaspora to come back and invest in the country, which I'm going to do. You know what I mean? I'm going to do, definitely, whether it's real estate, whether it's a business, whether it's whatever. I know that I'm going to go back home and invest back into my country. The love and support that I received in Zimbabwe, like I've been saying to you guys, I really want you guys to try imagine and know where I'm coming from when I say that it was absolutely amazing. It was absolutely what I have never experienced here in Australia. I told you I'm used to pictures and things like that, but it was on a level where I actually didn't want to. There was a point in time I didn't want to take any more pictures. I was getting tired of taking pictures. That's how crazy it was. I would walk, picture. I would have people, like 10, 20 people asking for a picture at the same time. And ridiculous. Seeing family, I got to connect with my cousins, with my uncles, with my aunties. Again, I got to connect with them again. I got to connect with them at an age where I'm older now, where I can actually understand things now, where I can actually, be like, oh yeah, she said this, I can understand, because I've been learning for a year and a half through social media, through the comments, through my parents. I've always understood Shona from a young age. Speaking, I could say a few sentences, or I could say words, I can understand everything, right? But this year and a half, I really push kuzo taura Shona yakadaro, like kuzo itaura Shona manje. I really tried my hardest to try and speak it, which made a lot of things easier for me when I got to Zimbabwe. And I think that's what a lot of people appreciated while I was there. Zimbabweans are very, very nice people. The beer is cheap. The beer is flipping $1. You can get $1 for a pint. We get Coronas here for like $4, $5. Over there, you can get a 1.2 liter, I think it is. A 750ml bottle for like $1.50 in USD. You know what I'm saying? It's so cheap. It was so fun. Like, I think we almost drank every day. I think I genuinely drank every day, which is why now I'm on chilling. Right now I'm chilling. But I literally drank every day in Zimbabwe. Every single day I drank. Every day I drank beer or whiskey or whatever it was. And I was plastered. I think there's a few videos that I have of me just laid out on the bed, just done, because I was just done. Yeah, like, I don't even know what else I could talk about. Like, when I went to Mushika Shika, the experience of being cramped into a bus with combi full of people. At first, I was a bit like, my things, keeping my things here, because obviously you're warned, like, be careful. But I had kept my things here, protecting them. And, when I was at the club, I would have my wallet tight on me, you know what I mean? But most clubs, like I said, like the Pablos, all the clubs that I listed are all very much bougie clubs, so you're not gonna get robbed. I did lose my wallet though. I did actually lose my wallet. Whether or not I know I lost money, I don't know. That's how I was gone. But I know I lost some money. Some people took my money, and I was pissed off that day. Anyways, and I was also punched in the club, which is actually a story time that I'm gonna tell. I was actually punched in the club, but that'll be a story time for another time. The street food, amazing. Like, chicken meat tastes different in Zimbabwe, in Africa in general, because there's no chemicals or nonsense going into it. We would braai every day, not every day, but we would braai very often. Meat on the braai, just walking around like my mom's rural area, my dad's rural area, really soaking it in and just, yeah, like, it was just crazy, man. Like, my experience is just one like no other. And yeah, like I said, I would really recommend people go to Zimbabwe. Really, really recommend it. For those that don't know, that Econet ad, right, the videos that you saw, we filmed for like 4 days. Like 12 to 15 hour days every day for 4 days. I want you guys to know that. For when you see that video, the 1 minute videos, just know I was out on the sun 4 days, 16 hours every single day, right? And they also flew Reese out, my best friend manager, deals with all my emails and stuff. They flew him out. It did take a lot to get to the stage of me even doing anything with Econet, to be honest. But it was amazing that they flew out my best friend, my manager, to be with me during that phase, during that week. And me and Reese, and my uncle and his cousin, Reese's cousin, had the most amount of fun. Oh man, they booked us accommodation. We were staying in a bougie place as well. It was just amazing. We had a time. We had a time. I think honestly these have to be story times. I think I have to get into depth with some of these experiences that I had in a story time to really give you guys like a real experience of what it was like, because like I said, me talking about it now does not do it any justice. Yeah, like I worked with so many. I'm currently in talks with a lot of companies regarding like sponsorships and all of that stuff to try to keep a forward relationship going. I've had a lot of jobs come through even when I got back home. A lot of businesses and community events wanting me to participate in their events, to come as a motivational speaker or share my story to the youth. Because genuinely, like, if me just embracing my country, Zimbabwe, or speaking, or even just trying to speak the language can get me this type of opportunities, imagine how it would make you feel. You know what I mean? Like, I'm all about embracing. I think Zimbabwe is the best country in Africa. I think Shona is the best language, the funniest language. Genuinely, the feeling of being able to understand what someone's saying in your language without having to speak English is just a blessing in itself, really. So that was really what I really try to push for Zimbabweans all around the world. I really try to push that agenda of embracing your culture and being yourself and being proud of who you are, even before I went to Zimbabwe. And I think I did a really good job, and I'm very, very proud of myself for what I was able to do, how I was able to inspire people, and how I was able to put Zimbabwe in a different perspective for kids in the diaspora who may think of Zimbabwe as just this third world country, or as just this country where it's just poverty or whatever they may think, because they don't know, they've never been exposed to it. I was exposed to it. I had the privilege of being exposed to it, and I can tell you right now, whatever you think, it's totally different to what you will see when you go there. I will tell you that right now as someone who hadn't been in Zimbabwe for 10 years and had grew up in Australia. You know what I mean? So genuinely, go to Zimbabwe, experience Zimbabwe in a way. We all have the same experiences, I think, in terms of being exposed, having an eye-opening experience. You'll see and realize that Zimbabwe is a fun place to go to. Zimbabweans are very nice. I got haircuts in Zimbabwe. They were amazing. I'll show you pictures. Got my eyebrows done in Zimbabwe. I went shopping in Zimbabwe. Staff and everyone, so nice and so friendly and just so welcoming, to me at least, and to my family. And everywhere we went, I got to meet artists. I got to meet famous people in Zimbabwe, like Madam Boss, like Enzo, like Hattie Perry, like Magic Wacho, like Alan Skits, Your Vibes, Cody, the Rank Marshal. I met so many people. I even met the brother from the UK, Mudiwa, Superstar Johnny. Even met him, in Zim. So yeah, it was amazing. I got an award for Best Diaspora Personality. That was amazing. So yeah, just my experience was honestly amazing. As you guys probably had seen, I wouldn't change it for the world, and I really hope that you guys can experience what I experienced. Just to touch on going to Zimbabwe in an open mind. Like I said, so many people have this thought of Zimbabwe, like maybe it's pushed by their parents, maybe it's just their thought of Zimbabwe, but they have this thought, Zimbabwe, I don't want to go to Zimbabwe, it's just poor, it's bad, like it's this and that, it's this and that. Like, go to Zimbabwe with an open mind and you will have fun. Don't be afraid to go to combis. Don't be afraid to go to Mushikashika, where literally a Honda Aqua, which is a Suzuki Swift maybe here in Australia, is packed to the brim. Like, there's 7 people, 3 people at the front, 6 people at the back, 2 people at the boot. Don't be scared. Have that experience. You know what I mean? Be safe, but have that experience. Go on a combi, go on a bus, take an in-drive, take an Uber, walk in the city. You know what I mean? Try the street food. Try all the nice restaurants in Zimbabwe. Go to the clubs. Go back to your rural town, to your Kumusha. Experience everything. You know what I mean? Really experience everything. I got a helicopter ride You know, thank you to the guys. Wayne from Victoria Falls, you know who you are. Thank you so much for introducing me to the people that were able to give me the free helicopter ride. People in Victoria Falls were absolutely amazing. They were so nice. All the pictures that I took over there, so very nice. All the road trips, just the beautiful scenery of Zimbabwe. It was just amazing. I really do thank my parents for always reminding me that Zimbabwe is a beautiful country and that Zimbabwe is the funnest country. I really do thank them, because that's what's always kept my mind in that mindset that Zimbabwe is not a bad country, that Zimbabwe is an amazing and beautiful country. That's what I went to Zimbabwe with, that mindset. That's the mindset I went to Zimbabwe in, because my parents always enforced me. There was never like a time where my parents would speak down on Zimbabwe to me. Maybe when they said, oh, be careful, you know, with your stuff, cool. But there was never a time where my parents spoke down on Zimbabwe, you know, and that really shaped my mindset when I had gone there, to not think, oh, this person's like living like this, oh, this person's living like this. You know what I mean? Because I had been enforced. They had enforced that into my mind, that Zimbabwe is a beautiful country and that I will have so much fun. You know, so I really do thank my parents, and I would encourage your parents to really enforce that into your children, that Zimbabwe's, the place that they come from, is a beautiful place, and that it's one of the best countries in Africa, and that it is and it can be an amazing country, you know, in terms of what it's seen by maybe other people in the world, you know, because what I've seen, like, it has that potential type of thing. But yeah, that's enough of me talking. I'm gonna be doing a lot of story times on Zimbabwe. Make sure you stay tuned for that. I think I'll upload a video next week, me talking about story time of me being punched. But if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you like, subscribe, comment, and share this video to your friends and your family. Quick announcement: UK, I'm coming for Zimfest, July the 26th. I will be there. Afro Nation, I will be there as well. So any Zimbabweans that are there, anyone that follows me, I'll be there. So I'll see you all there. Zimbabwe, South Africa, I'll be back in December. Make sure you're there. Make sure you stay tuned. Make sure you're keeping up with me, because a lot's going to change. We have a lot going on, and I don't want you guys to miss out. So if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share this video to your friends and your family. It's been your boy, Man Like Tats, and I am out. Peace.